I'm sure many of you have already started wondering why haven't I covered all the treachery and attempts to try and dethrone Boris Johnson. Simple reason is because I want to wait until the parliamentary session starts again in September, so I know where we stand and what chaos is going to unfold. I may well address the 4-page letter Boris penned and was released yesterday that the EU and Northern Ireland especially haven't taken too well to. Until then, though, I want to talk about freedom of movement. Under current EU rules, and had we agreed with the withdrawal agreement, this would still exist within our country, to an extent, during the transition period. Since Theresa May's deal was rejected, many are concerned what happens next. Well, Boris Johnson has said that his government would not become remotely hostile to immigration, or, more importantly, immigrants. This is in relation to critics that believe this would take us back into the hostile environment that was coined by Theresa May and introduced, with those go-home vans aimed at illegal immigrants. Unfortunately, due to the Windrush scandal, there were a number of people who were truly innocent caught up in it. Johnson also said that immigration will be democratically controlled, which it should be. It should be dealt with by the, let's say, nation-state, because that's totally individual. But because the EU wanted to spread the Schengen region to most of Europe, if not all of it, there was a concern. There are some, and I've seen the debates, more notably with Sargon of Akkad, with people who are pro-EU saying that all immigration is good, not understanding what happens when too many people go to one area and forcing people out of their homes, forcing up the cost of living. Yeah, not great. And of course, the loss of opportunities when it comes to employment. This is all quite important. So what is the current Conservative government solution? Well, the current Conservative government solution is that they want to introduce an Australia point-style system and introduce tougher criminality laws for those coming to the UK. Now, I did some digging and I've linked it below what the criteria are under the current Australian system, because actually it's quite interesting. The current criteria would include age. If you are younger, you score more points. English language proficiency. Skilled employment. These are obviously determined under closer inspection. Educational qualification. The more you have, the higher you score. Australian qualifications, which will undoubtedly put your points down. Regional study. Community language skills. If you're coming with a spouse or a partner, their skills. A professional year. A nomination and sponsorship, which is usually a territory or state. And to qualify under Australia's rules for a visa, you need 60 points. You can get a huge chunk of that, by the way, from age. So the younger you are, the better you are, I guess. I have a few friends that moved there when they were in their mid-30s. They are still there to this day, and they're very happy. But I'm going to go with no for me. I was offered the chance, but I don't like the sunlight, nor the heat. I tend to agree that this kind of system should be adopted, though. I should now state that it is fair that people have certain skills and they bring something to the table. They meet criteria as opposed to simply go wherever you want. I think you should be of a benefit to those you are going to. It shouldn't be, oh, I just want to live there cause, or I want to live there because benefit's good. No, you've got to bring something to the table. And our current immigration numbers are quite high. In the United Kingdom, there are 3.2 million EU nationals. Now, I am sure the majority of those nationals bring something to the table, work here, and are therefore entitled to stay here, going so far as to those that have lived here for more than 5 years will have an automatic right to stay. Those that haven't are still okay, though, because they can apply for settled status or resettled status. So in the event of a no deal, there is still an option. The government has already said there would be a 3-month window for those people to apply quickly. Theresa May had wanted to introduce an end to freedom of movement with the option of extending it to 2021. This was, however, considered a nothing more, or allowing EU citizens that additional 3 months I earlier mentioned. But that's already been agreed upon mostly anyway. With the concept of democratically controlled immigration, or just immigration control as a whole, I would very much like to know what you all think. For me, I think it's a good thing to control it. When people start to conflate immigrants and refugees, this is a regular problem, something that should be addressed. Refugees require refuge. immigrant is someone who is choosing to move somewhere else. That is the key difference. A choice. A refugee does not have one. Of course, then screening refugees is another issue entirely that should, of course, be addressed.